What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to United Facts TV 876. I'm your boy Taji Brian, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we will be discussing Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his interview today on his interest in purchasing Manchester United. Now, at this time, smash that subscribe button, like the video, guys, share it with a friend, and let's proceed. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, here on the Manchester Evening News, they have here that Sir Jim Ratcliffe breaks his silence on Manchester United takeover interest, and with him also meeting the Glazers. Now, the article began with Sir Jim Ratcliffe admits that he would have been open to pressing forward with a possible takeover at Manchester United had it been available this summer. But he also says that the Glazer family do not want to sell. Now we can understand what he's saying here, that if the club was for sale, he would really capitalize on this opportunity. But as a result of the club not being for sale by the owners, he didn't take up that interest. However, I think that is here or there. I think that, he still may or can negotiate a possible sale here of the club. Reason being, once the right motivation is given, to an owner, right? I think that a possibility of the club being purchased is still open. Because also, ladies and gentlemen, remember the club is in significant debt, ladies and gentlemen. So, not because Sir Jim Ratcliffe says that, oh, he's not going to press on because the club is not for sale, doesn't mean that he still can push forward, ladies and gentlemen. So, here to another source, the Mirror, another credible source. They get very few incorrect, right? They also headline their statement by saying Sir Jim Radcliffe lifts lid on Man United takeover bid after holding talks with the Glazers. Now, they say that the Britain's richest man has poured cold water on speculation that he could take over Manchester United from the Glazer family. But they also continued by saying Radcliffe, who is the owner of chemicals company Ineos, don't know if I am pronouncing that correctly, but forgive me. They say he has frequently been linked with a takeover attempt of United. So the 69-year-old was born in Manchester and is a United fan. But despite recent calls from the club's fan base and the ex-United director, Michael Knighton, to get involved, Radcliffe says the idea isn't feasible. No, this is a re-emphasis probably from the Manchester Evening News as a result of it not being for sale. So it continues here on the Mirror in saying that Manchester United is owned by the Glazer family. And he said that he met with Joel and Avram, who are the ones we mostly see here on the when we have games and so on and so forth. And to my surprise, I mean, what do we expect, people? They are the nicest people. So he goes on by saying they are the nicest people. And he says they are proper gentlemen. And he said at to the Financial Times live event on Tuesday evening, I can imagine that this would have been a big uproar, to the possible United fans who are, watching this interview. No, he continued, as I mentioned before, by saying they don't want to sell the club, right? And again, they're repeating. It's owned by the six children of the father, which is the Mr. Glazer, the man himself. If it had been for sale in the summer, yes, we would probably have had a go following on from the Chelsea thing, meaning that they initially wanted to bid for Chelsea. But we could sit around hoping one day Manchester United will become available. As I said previously, yes, at this point in time, they may not be purchasing United, but eventually it will become available because we know what's happening right this point as it relates to our financial position. No, they continued by saying, well, Radcliffe continued by saying, so what will happen now? That was the question they posed to him. He replied, we have a sports franchise. We own a third of Mercedes Formula One team. Well, he bantered them by said, robbed last year. The one thing we don't have is a football team, a popular football team, right? But he went on to say that we should have a nice Premier League club. But Nice has got a very interesting history. We'll have a look at what we might be able to do with Nice. So he's basically saying if he doesn't get the opportunity to purchase Manchester United, he will probably seek other options, right? As it relates to owning a football franchise. Now, yeah, so that's what he said right here in this instance. Now, Mr. Radcliffe said that it Radcliffe was also asked about United's recent performance, and he said, my apologies for being muffled. He said, might I run it differently or might I run it? He said, I think the answer about performance of Manchester United is a simple one. The biggest correlation of success is money in football. So he clearly is indicating to us if he owns a football franchise, he will pump the money and pump the resources so that we can have the best outcome as it relates, to performance on the pitch and performance off the pitch, right? The investment has to be there, the resources has to be there, ladies and gentlemen. So it just goes to show as well what a possible owner he would be. But all in all, people, this interview here, I don't know what a lot of Manchester United fans were expecting. They were expecting him to bash the current owners and so on and so forth. Guys, you need to understand something in business, right? You have to understand that yes, you're seeking to purchase a franchise. However, in the process, you have to, learn how to have that appeal to your possible bidders, right? You have to not bidders, well, your possible person who you're going to purchase the club from, right? You have to know how to have that sort of soft spot and that sort of welcoming persona so that there is no bad blood as it relates to if the club is purchased by somebody. So persons don't feel too carried away by Mr. Radcliffe saying that it's not for sale and the Glazers are good people and so on and so forth. It's a business tactic, people. So don't feel as though, well, he's one of their buddies, and he's, you know, not going to pursue purchasing the club. Just calm down, people, and so on and so forth. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is my review on Mr. Radcliffe's interview, right? Time will tell whether he actually buys the club or not, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that subscribe button, right? Like the video, right? And share it with a friend. Thanks for tuning in to United Facts TV 876. See you tomorrow in my pre-game prediction and predicted 11. All right? So, see you in the next one. Let's move along.